I do not understand the whole inside of the situation, but I'm going to go ahead and hit you with the facts. Right now, Scandic Esports as an org is completely gone. They have collapsed totally, right? And then Scandic Esports Crusaders got rebranded, and then after that, Scandic Three Spears, after dropping a coach and after dropping a player, Scandic Three Spears moved to Noxide Esports, and then they did play against Team Taco, and then Crusaders Order played against Axion Esports. Both teams have mixed results, but overall, we'll see where this rebrand takes them. I'm super excited to see both of these teams in action, and we'll see if Scandic Esports is able to make a comeback from this, but I'm not really sure what the situation is on the Scandic desk, so we'll have to see what happens in the future. In the meantime, any thoughts on this, Rue? Any thoughts from anybody?
I think it's to do with management and player teams disagreeing, but that's all I know. But yeah, rebrands are always weird because it's like you can't really maintain your profile if you keep rebranding, you know? So it's like one of those things where you have to, I mean, if it's forced rebrand, you don't have much choice, but it's like you want to keep, if you're, for example, Scandic Crusaders or whatever, you want to keep your fans from that, but then, you know, you rebrand and then you might lose some. So yeah, it's just a weird situation all around, to be honest, but what can you do, I guess, if you're forced to do it?
I mean, yes. I mean, from what I heard, Scandic Esports is, it seemed like the best way for them to solve that situation was just to close the doors and release the teams. That seemed like it would have been the best thing to do, at least. Does anybody in the audience have something that's not too incredibly controversial that they want to say about this, or are we just going to go ahead and move on to the game?
Or controversial, you know, throw it in there.
Nothing too controversial. We don't want to get banned on Twitch, but
well, yeah, within TOS,
obviously. Guys. Where, yeah, as long as it stays within the TOS guidelines, I believe the exact wording is trash talk is allowed, but toxicity is not. So you can figure that one. You can figure out where the line is right there. But for now, we're going to be talking about Ribendo Musha and Alcatraz Blue 16-8 on Nuke. Did anybody catch that game?
I actually did. I did catch that game actually.
All right. What did we think about that? What was our thought process while that game was going? What did we think about both the teams coming out of that?
Well, my take on this was like I expected a bigger performance out of Alcatraz Blue, who have done this for like a bit. Like it's not like they're just some rando mixed team that have shown up to like this league or something. Like I was surprised that they were getting so bodied, and it felt like it just literally looked like they capitulated completely. Like it was like, oh, we'll try and for Julie's whatever. You know, it's like I didn't expect such it wasn't like. It doesn't look very one-sided if you see 16-8, but actually if you watch the game, it was like pretty one-sided the whole time. Ribbon and Musha just bodied them, with Daemonic Orpa just popping off the whole time. So yeah, it was just rough to watch that.
A lot of eyes are going to be on Ribbon no Musha next week, as well as Daemonic in particular after having that big performance. Ribbon no Musha, with that game, brings their round differential to 0. Alcatraz Blue will fall to 0-2, and they will be set to play AGO.GG next week. Both of those teams will be on the chopping block, so that is going to be an elimination game. So both of them on the chopping block there. AGO.GG with a round differential of -8.
Wait, did you say they're playing who?
AGO.GG and
no, they're not. No, that's hasn't that changed? Wait,
I'm not sure. I'm looking at the lip here.
Oh no, you're right. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, you're right.
And then AGO.GG with a round differential of -8, and Alcatraz Blue with a round differential of -14. Alcatraz Blue has played CK Taurus and Ribbon no Musha up until this point, and then I believe AGO.GG has played Reguf and DVB up until this point. Both teams are 0-2, so we're going to have to see how that one goes. I'm interested. I am picking Alcatraz Blue. I think they come back from this. I think they maybe even advance. I think that they're going to eliminate AGO.GG and
I'm
anybody
not so
else
sure.
that comes in their way.
I'm not so sure about that. I would actually pick the
I have faith in the Boomers. I think the Boomers can do it.
I'd like to think they can step it up, but what I've been seeing is like they lose to teams that like it's not like they're losing to like strat teams, you know, like CK Taurus is not a strat team. They've got like firepower. Same with Ribbon no Musha. It's like a firepower kind of team with default focus. And then I'm watching these games and it's like they don't have any like counter utility, counter strategy, like anything along those lines. Like it doesn't feel like they prepped for like the league. Like that is my honest take on the thing. Like if they were to come in next game, like it's best of 3 because elimination games are best of 3. You come in this game, you show some strategy, you show some like willingness. Like, oh, we've got these setups, we put in the prac, we even if it's not like going like amazing, like and then they win, you could be like, oh well, you know, maybe they've switched it on like the last, you know, as we get into eliminations. But if not, like I don't see, like they're just gonna lose this game as well. That's my take on it anyway.
I mean, obviously, differential opinions. So you're going to pick AGO.GG to come out on top in that game, and I'm going to pick Alcatraz Blue. I got faith in the Boomers. I think they can bring it out. Anybody in the audience got anything they want to say? I'm not seeing any hands raised, so we're going to go ahead and move on. The next game that we're going to be talking about, Metric Serenity. They're going to take it over Roblox Gaming 16-2 on Vertigo. That is highly unfortunate. Rue, I believe you were in this game, right?
Well, yeah, I was. But
you were technically there.
My take, I actually have a cool take on this. I think, right? So when these leagues started out and I was playing the core of Metric Serenity, I played Luke, Peef, Yorick, and Pascal, now Pawn. He's changed his name, rebrand. I played these 3 players for like ever. I played them for like 2 years, 3 years. And I thought like, if I just make a mixed team and like throw them into like just any map and like we could just shoot them in the head and like win. But actually it's quite refreshing to see like this team is actually now just like it was very difficult like in game to like, you can't frag out because they're like setups and their like strategy is actually so good. It's like really difficult to play against this team. Like that's not a joke, especially if you don't have the strategy yourself. Like we're not a strat heavy team. I don't mind admitting that, but it was very interesting to actually see that this team, like, it's actually a real team. Like if you are like meant to be one of the favorites of the league, you shouldn't be losing to like just random mixed teams, and these guys just show they can bang you out. So yeah, it was rough to play, man. These guys have some insane setups. So.
I mean, yeah, I mean, Metric Serenity have proven that they are definitely the favorites to win this. Now, one thing that I want to talk about is not many people are talking about this. Axion Esports and Metric Serenity have the same round differential, the same record. It is common knowledge that Axion has played against teams that not everybody considers to the same level of that Metric Serenity have played. But I think if those two go head to head in the playoffs, or even in the I think they're going head to head in the next game, right? No, Axion is going to be playing Hpti, and Serenity is going to going against Regu. So
which are for qualification into playoffs. These games.
Yeah, those are all advancement games. So if Hpti is able to beat Axion and Regu is able to beat Metrics, that is going to be one heck of an advancement game. That is going to have a lot on the line. It's definitely going to say a lot about the postseason and which teams are going to be able to stand up to which, especially in the final bracket. But I'm thinking Metric Serenity take this. I think Regu is a good team. I think that they have good experience on Vertigo, but I think if Metric Serenity take it to Vertigo, then I think Regu doesn't really stand. They're gonna fall apart in the end. I think they'll be able to keep it close, but if the game goes into overtime, Metrics surely have it.
I personally haven't watched any of the Regoof games. I do follow Metric Serenity, but I'm not sure who will take that, to be honest. Like, it depends, because sometimes if you get Metric Serenity, I think, on a map they're not very comfortable on, they can sometimes like just lose a random map to like a no-name team. But in a best of 3, I'm fairly certain like they're gonna have 2 maps that they're gonna have great strategy on. So it's like pretty difficult to say Regoof win this. But I'd like to see what happens, to be honest.
I think if Regu takes it to Inferno, they have a serious chance, right? Because Captain & Co has already advanced. They're already in the final bracket, right? But the only L that they took in this group stage, I believe that they're 2-1 right now. They've advanced, correct?
No, they need 3 to advance.
They need 3 to advance? Okay.
Yeah. 3 wins.
All right, so I think that, Captain & Co is close to advancing, right? The only L they've taken so far is against Regu, and the reason that they took that L is because Regu's Inferno, their Inferno might be the best in the entire tournament. I watched that game, and I tell you, they have a very, very, very good T-side of Inferno. It's going to be.
But I would say Metrics also have a very good Inferno. So if there's map overlap, like, it's very difficult to know what team's going to come out on top there, because I've scrimmed Metrics on Inferno, and their strats and like their setups and their like discipline, it just gets better and better, especially around like B site. It's very difficult to get in with like the players, like they get killed, they fall away, you're trying to push them, the AWP's there, you don't know what's going on. It's very difficult to play Metric Serenity on Inferno, and I know for a fact they have Overpass, they're quite confident on, they have Vertigo, which are amazing on, they have Inferno, as I said. Like, that's 3 maps that like you can't, or like you're trying to play into a team that are confident on those maps. It's very difficult. If you get them on a map like a Pug map like Dust 2, even though that's their perma ban, or like Mirage, maybe you're in with a shot. But I find on Mirage, like somehow they also have like firepower on their team. Like, it's not just strats. You'll get like Pascal popping off pawn. Now pawn. You have him popping off. Like, Luke Peef has the odd great map where he just comes out of nowhere and drops like 27, and you're like, where did that come from? You know, and it's like, it's very difficult to know how to play against this team. So I really am interested to see what like Regoof pull out here to like try and.
It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game.
It's gonna be a really good game. I think that's the one to watch, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the game of the week for sure. Moving on, we've got a couple more games to talk about before we turn.
Do you want to do the last? Do you want to just go through 2-0s and then the 1-1s and then the 0-2s? Because we did 1-0-2 and 1-2-0, so maybe we should do Axion versus Hpti next.
Axion versus Hpti. Let me look in updates real quick. I gotta find it. Hang on. I don't remember the score of that game off the top of my head.
No. Oh, I thought you meant like, is this happening? I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that.
Oh, okay. So Axion versus Hpti. Okay, so Axion have looked very, very strong in this tournament. They have won the past game against, once again, Knockside, I believe that was like 16-4, and then once against Crusaders Order, which was like 16-5, something like that.
16-7, yeah.
16-7 and then 16-2. Oh, okay, so 16-2 on each. That is because they have a round differential of plus 23. They're 2-0, and they are most certainly set to advance. However, I think their big test is going to be Team Hpti. Now, I believe one of those games was a forfeit win, right?
No.
HPT?
Yes, for HPT, yes.
Yes,
I think-
I believe it was CK Taurus that forfeited
Yes,
them, right?
that's true. Yes, that's right.
And then, so CK
Honest-
Taurus, by the way, if you're not aware, is eliminated, I think, right?
Yes, they've fully exited the tournament. Yeah, they're done.
They've fully exited.
Pulled out. So it will be a forfeit win who matches against them in the future. It's just how it'll have to be.
That is indeed very sad, but you know, it happens. It really does.
They have some good players, but something to do with the I think it was to do with outside the server more so than like anything going on is why they disbanded. So
yeah, that's a good point. But Axion, they've looked super strong. I think that they're gonna be able to take this over HPT because HPT.
Oh yeah, I agree completely. I think Axion have got this. Like Axion,
team,
yeah.
But I think Axion's better. I think Axion's better.
I think Axion, even though they haven't played like the best, like I don't think these are like the favorites of the tournament they're playing with Noxide and Crusader Order. But like. They're not like bad teams. They've got like discipline, they've got strats, they've got defaults. Like then these are not like just I throw in my team into the league and see what happens. These are like actual teams as they came from Scandic, both of them. And yeah, where they had coaching, no doubt, and you know people going through it with them. So yeah, and HBT have in theory only won one game properly, like the forfeit win. I'm not sure. I saw them play very well against Juries van der Bert. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not Dutch. Sorry. They did play quite well, but I don't know if they'll play well against like Axion, who have looked really good. Like when I watch them play, I'm like, this is one of the best teams in the league. So it's hard to say, isn't it?
I think Axion for sure take this over HPT.
Yes,
I think HPT is a very good team. I actually believe they will advance. Believe it or not, they're going to advance. They're going to bounce back from this Axion L they're about to take, and they're going to bounce back. They're going to advance. They're going to play Axion again in the final.
They'd have to lose 3 games in a row to not advance. So yeah,
yes.
You'd like to think
they will certainly advance for sure.
Best of 3, so you never know.
You never know. That is a good point. That is a very, very good point you just brought up. But moving on, we've got the next game coming up at us. What have we not talked about? We've talked about all the 2-0 games. The 1-1 games we can start talking about are Team Ricochet and Crusader Order. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This is gonna be a good game because Team Ricochet has a round differential of 1, and Crusader Order has a round differential of -9. They're both very close in the games they've played, but it's been kind of rough watching Crusaders play, right? Because you know they have potential, you know that they're a good roster, but they just can't seem to get it together at times. And it is very, very interesting to watch that. I think it's hard to talk about them without mentioning the loss they took to Axion. But obviously Axion being a very strong team.
I think anyone could lose to Axion, and especially in a best of 1. It's not like they're playing best of 3s right now. So
yeah, it's not like they were completely stomped either.
No.
Oh gosh, what was her name? Crusaders had a very, very good game against Axion. It's just the fact that, you know, Axion's a really good team. It's like, you know, it's like pitting extra salt against Navi. I mean, what'd you think was going to happen, right?
Yeah, no. I think in this matchup of Ricochet versus Crusader Order, I believe Ricochet will win. And I played Ricochet. That was our first round 1 game was against Ricochet. I would say, especially since they got Ice, who I don't they had a roster change to get some other players. I think the team actually looks relatively strong right now. I don't know who they traded for him, but yeah, Ice is like he's been around a while in like Team Authority and all that. So I don't think it's a bad move. I think it's probably an upgrade. I would say. And their firepower was like decent, to be fair. Like it was very sometimes like even though we had the game quite a lot, like in our control, it was sometimes there'd be like a player making like a massive play to shut us down on like a site or something. So it's hard to say. I would say obviously I think Ricochet win, but I'd like to see Crusader do more, and I think they have potential to do more, as you said. It's not like they're some like face it puggy team. I think, although I would like to see them use more strats, because when I saw them play against Axion, it looked a little bit limp at times. It was like, well, I guess we'll throw a smoke and a flat. Like it didn't feel like they had planned out. We're gonna do be sure or something like just an execute, you know, if that makes sense. Like we're gonna do this execute at 30 seconds to go, we'll hit the site, and we'll wait. It wasn't very structured. That was my one criticism of Crusaders so far. I don't really see the structure in-game, if there's an in-game leader who can possibly whip them into shape. But yeah, I'd say Ricochet win this, but I'd like to see Crusader do more.
Should we, real quick, should we let some of the guys from the teams talk? I see Lagerton.
Yeah, but
Lagerton's got his hand raised. We'll go ahead and talk to him in just a second. Give me just a second. How do I make this work?
Apparently I can drag him, is that right?
I think if you...
That's how it works. Oh, no, wait. I got it. He is invited to speak. I got it. Come on in, Lagerton. Welcome. How you doing today,
Hello.
Lagerton?
Today has been great.
That's good
I
to hear,
won a
man.
first game.
Hey, winning the face of the game. By the way, I think I'm level 5 now, I think. Yeah, I'm level 5. I won 2 games last night. And we're getting up there.
7. Yeah. So I think our biggest problem against Axion was that we got a new IGL around the holidays and we didn't play much, and we pracked overpass 1 and 2 days before the game, and as you said, there was no structure because of that, and we're working and improving everything, especially communication wise, and we should come back stronger, and I think we have a good chance against Ricochet, and it will be a close game.
I hope so. Those are the best kind.
I for sure think that is. Yeah, that's going to be a good game. There's going to be a lot of eyes on you guys, especially because that is going to determine whether or not that's going to determine who gets on the chopping block, right? Because that gives another team their second win and another team their second loss. So it's going to be a big game for you guys to win. That can put you in position to lose, and that can put you in position to win. It's there's going to be a lot of eyes on you. There's definitely going to be a lot of pressure on that new IGL that you guys were talking about, and there's going to be a lot of pressure on Ice for Team Ricochet. So it could go either way, honestly, but I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but there are going to be a lot of people watching that. There's going to be that game is going to be a statement at the end, no matter what happens.
We like pressure. We're really good under pressure, especially me. Like I just think better when I'm under pressure. So yeah, and also I'm still IGLing on a few of the maps, so I don't know what map we are playing against Ricochet, so that determines who IGLs on the map.
Shoot for Inferno. You guys are
Inferno. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I really hope to see something from you here, man. Like, if you think you this game and once again it's looking loose, you'll have doubting like after that, I think. But yeah, if you can like show something with some promise, like I'd say you guys are in for a shot at playoffs for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna come back stronger, probably, definitely. We are putting a lot of time in, and we should be a better team in a few months.
That's
or
nice,
weeks.
man. That's actually what I like to hear.
So you guys have got a serious chance to get into the final bracket here. We're hoping to see you guys there, Lagerton and the rest of Crusaders. Love you guys. Love the Twitter banter between all the teams. I do keep up with that sometimes, but regardless of anything else that happens, Lagerton, it was great having you here. Lunatic has his hand raised, so we're gonna go ahead and drag him in here next.
I'll invite
Lagerton,
him
it was
to
awesome
speak.
talking to you. Have a wonderful night.
You too.
Bye bye. I invited him to speak. Hello, Lunatic.
All right, hello, Lunatic. Welcome. So you got something to say to us? Let's go ahead and hear it, man.
Yeah, as Lagerton said, we are coming back stronger, but we are coming back stronger every day, let's say. Every day we are stronger than the previous day, so let's see what we are in a week. Or in a month.
Okay.
Setting some high expectations. I like it. He's got confidence. That's what I like about this one.
Also,
and he does have a nice voice to listen to. It's funny to listen to.
Yeah, like I said, he won a Face-It game today, so his day is great. But then
Great
some
day
of you said you won 2 Face-It games. I top it, I won 3 Face-It games.
Oh gosh! How much elo did you gain from those Face-It games, dude?
I got to back to 5 actually. So,
Hey,
yeah.
that's good. You're with the 5 gang.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I had fallen down from 6 to 4 and now I'm back to 5, so.
It's not fun
Alright,
to
man.
go down the ladder.
But are you gonna drop 30 kills in this match? Is what I need to know.
I mean, in these Face-It games I dropped 30, 26 and 40.
Well,
so,
I expect at least 30 then.
So yeah.
High expectations for you, Lunatic. High expectations.
I'm not gonna betray them.
That's
That's good.
If anybody wants to place some bets, I'm gonna want to place them on this guy. But yeah, obviously, I mean, the grind don't stop for Crusaders, right? That's the basic message that we can get out of this. Grind don't stop all day, every day, you know? That kind of thing. Lunatic, it was super awesome hearing from you, but we gotta go ahead and move on to the next game. Super awesome hearing from you. You have a wonderful night. Y'all be safe.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that is
Right.
a good point actually. Just to bring up is like if you're not putting in the practice, I don't know how you can really expect. With like, I think this like series is pretty stacked. Like, I think a lot of these teams have a chance of playoffs, and if you're just gonna kind of idle by, which I'm not gonna lie, our team doesn't do mega prac. Like, if you are gonna sit there and be like, oh, I won't prac tonight, and you probably won't make playoffs. Like that, these teams are actually putting in the effort and putting in the hours. So, yeah, it's good to see.
Always good to hear about teams that are on the grind. But as we go ahead and move on to the next game, what's the next game that we're going to be talking about? Oh, baby, it's Ribbon No Musha versus Roblox Gaming. Rue, you might have a few words to say about this. I will go ahead and point out some stats before we start talking. Roblox Gaming has a round differential of -10. Ribbon No Musha was 0. They are 1-1 right now. They lost to Captain & Co., but they did win against Alcatraz Blue. Roblox Gaming was able to take it over Team Ricochet, but they lost to Metric Serenity. So in this game right here, I think as long as Roblox does not take it to Inferno, they win. I think for sure Roblox has this, and they put Ribbon No Musha on the hot seat in the third round here.
Yeah, I'd like to think. By the way, just for like clarity's sake, I am in the team Roblox Gaming. So
I'm not just saying that because
biased.
he's here. I'm not saying they're gonna win because he's here. I'm just saying that's probably what's gonna happen.
I would bet on us too, but only. Like, for example, a lot of these teams are like Volpid ex-players, so like some of them are like Rio, Demonic. These guys have played in Volpid before, and the mixed team, obviously, Roblox Gaming is made of Volpid main team, grey team mix kind of thing. So I'd like to think that we should win in theory, but yeah, as I said, Demonic's been putting up some scary performances, so I'll keep an eye out on that, man. Like, it's scary.
I mean, yeah, as long as you guys don't take it to Vertigo, you're fine.
Yeah.
But if you guys get taken to Vertigo, I'm sorry, it's GG.
No,
my team didn't like that veto. I can't even lie.
I also think we do need to put in some time. Like, we haven't done anything. Like,
Alright, come on.
We haven't done a prac yet.
Alright, MFG, man. I didn't want to tell them we don't prac, but yeah, we literally we show up for the officials like 10 minutes before. We like start laughing at like the previous games before or something, like joking around, and then we just play dry and cold.
We kind of need. I think we need a.
I agree, MFG. We should definitely. The fact these guys are pracking is now making me a bit shook, so I think we should actually start pracking.
my PC's about to explode. Like my whole interface.
It's about to take off, man.
Yeah, it's about to grow wings and fly away because it's done with all my bullshit. But I mean, yeah, like I said, that game could go either way. I think as long as it's not on a weird map like Ancient or Vertigo, I think
it's the best of one. So
as long as you guys shoot for a pug map, you'll be fine.
I think it will be close, to be honest. I don't think it'll be like
close.
a stomp.
It will be close, but I think you guys might be able to strike it out in the end. Just because if you take it to a pug map, y'all have more firepower than Ruby does. Demonic's good, but one-man armies will only get so far, right?
Yeah,
and that's just the end of it.
Our Roper is better,
but I feel like Nuke as well. Like Nuke's really good map for us as well. So.
Well, tell everyone, MFG.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're just
ban this map against us, please.
Yeah, ban Nuke. Go ban Nuke. Nah, I know that's
Nuke.
one of Ribbon's picks, so that's why they'll probably play it.
Well, we might see a more interesting Nuke, one of the more interesting Nuke games of the season between these two teams. But anybody in the audience got anything? No hands raised. We're gonna go ahead and be moving on from that. Next up, we've got Oxide Esports versus
Crash,
DVB.
you kind of lagged out
This game is going. Okay. Oh shoot! Hang on.
Just reset it. It's fine. You're back. Pull it back.
Okay. All right, I'm back. So the next game that we're going to be talking about is Oxide Esports versus DVB. This game will be a blowout. I don't know which direction it's going to go, but it's going to be a blowout. From what I've heard,
I think
both of these teams have a tilting problem. From what I've heard, both of these teams have a tilting problem.
Insider info out here.
And yeah, this is just from what I've heard, right? This is just from my inside sources, right? From what I've heard, both of these teams are tilted. And the thing about tilting is that once you get tilted, momentum is lost permanently. Even if you win 2 rounds in a row, it's not going to work out for you. You're going to lose momentum, and it's going to be a blowout. The only problem is, it's just whoever's going to get tilted less, right? At least in my opinion. That's just my professional opinion. After coaching for Oxide Esports while they were 3 Spears, I can successfully say it's going to be who tilts first. It's going to be who breaks first base.
I would say The players, even though I don't have this Dutch bias that like Jesse has, shots, but I would actually say the players on DVB are actually much better than the players on Noxide. That like for like firepower, like man for man, I think DVB have a better roster. So I would then assume that Noxide need to pull out some like good strats on a map they've like practiced, and they know maybe if they look at like previous matches, what maps do DVB like to let through? Like DVB's lost, hasn't they? They've lost. Yeah, they've lost. DVB lost a game to Hpti on Inferno. I remember it. What did Hpti do so well on Inferno? And then you just start looking at that's what I think has to happen if Noxide want to have like a competitive game and be in with a chance. But if not, I don't really see this. I think this will be a stomp from DVB, to be honest. Like, that's my take on the whole thing. So.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a blowout in one or more in one direction or the other. And all it's going to take is one nice shot, one crisp, clean 1D on a save round from one of the players, and the other team's going to start getting upset. They're going to start getting tilted, and that's going to be the course of the game. We're going to see a high momentum blowout on either side here. It's just going to be breaks first. Anybody got any hands raised? I don't see any, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game we've already talked about. Axion and Alcatraz. We're going to be talking about the last game that we're going to be talking about here today. Team Taco and Zonked Esports. This is going to be an interesting one. I think it's going to be a slugfest. I think that it might go into overtime, but at the very least, both teams are going to have double-digit rounds by the end of it.
Yeah, and,
I think both teams are on the chopping block here, so it's going to be a lot of pressure.
I think it's going to be like, like when two boxers, right, like two heavyweights are just like slinging at each other. I don't think it'll be like the most pristine, clean Counter-Strike, but I think it's going to be messy and like it'd probably be quite fun to watch, to be fair. But yeah, these teams are not, as I say, clean. Like when you think clean teams, you're thinking, oh, Metric Serenity, clean. Axion look clean at times, but also have the firepower. And then like Zonked Esports, you don't think they're clean, but you can see, there's like raw, like firepower. There's like a little bit going on. Like these two teams, I reckon, could do something and could pull off. Like I think from this match, we'll get a better understanding of like where these two teams are at, because so far we've only seen them kind of just lose, and it's like, yeah, they lost to Ricochet. This is Zonked. Lost to Ricochet, lost to Metric Serenity. Anyone can lose to Metric Serenity. I lost to Metric Serenity, but yeah, I think after this match you'll get better understanding of, this team is standing like here. Like you get a better understanding of where they actually are in the order, as opposed to them being quite an unknown quantity. Even though they're 0-2, they're not like bad teams. And I'm sure one is better than the other. Like that's just how Counter-Strike is eventually.
I mean, yeah, that's the beautiful thing about CS is that there's no strat for a guy dropping 35 kills, right? There's no strat to counter a guy who wins 35 engagements. I mean, there's just nothing you can do against an incredible performance like that. That's why the Nifty 50 game should be talked about way more, but it's not for some reason. I don't understand why everybody overlooks that 50 frag game that Nifty got.
Yeah, but Nifty then fell off a cliff, I think, is like the main thing.
It doesn't matter. He got 50 kills in one game. He should fall off. He's not going to do that again.
Crim's got 42 on Dust 2, and no one talks about that anymore. So.
Yeah, that's
which
because
is the
50
highest.
is a bigger number than 42.
Yeah, but. All right, but you have to. Right, Crims is playing on a much higher level than Nifty was at the time.
That's true. The
team in that situation. Can we get Zezzy in? He says he wants to like talk about like.
We have
Noxide.
Who's bench?
Bench.
They have their hand raised.
No, don't bring him in.
You don't want to bring in bench. No. You don't like that profile picture, man.
Bro, I know who bench is. Don't.
You don't. Removed. I'm having trouble. I don't know. Rue's warning kind of makes me not want to bring him in bench. I don't really know what are you gonna say? Your profile picture, right? Let's look at this profile picture real quick. I can't show it on stream, but it is from what I can tell, is that a gorilla with like a hat on? Is that what that is?
I'm pretty sure Rue and Bench played on the same team in Metrics.
No, not Metrics. Radius.
Not
but that was a very long time ago. Sorry.
So we're not bringing bench in, is what I'm hearing, right?
Yeah, I would not bring him in. Don't bring him
You
in.
would not bring him in? All right, I'm going to take your word for it. Zessie says he wants to come in, but he's not in here. So, like, I can't. It's going to be kind of difficult. Ibra has his hand raised, so we'll go ahead and get him in here first. Right. Okay. If my thing wants to work for me. All right, we're going to invite Ibra to speak here.
Hello.
Welcome, Ibra. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
All right. So you have something to talk to us about. Go ahead, spill the beans. What's up, man?
I mean, I actually joined to ask if you would give Bench a chance.
Oh.
All right. Do we give Loza? Should we give him a chance? Yes or no? I don't know what this guy's gonna say. Okay.
I don't know either.
I give him a chance. He filled in for a few games for us.
It's true. He did do that.
Let's let him in. Let's let him in.
All right, let's let Bench in. Bench, if you, I got nothing. Go ahead. Come on. All right.
Come on,
we'll see you later. We'll see you later.
I invited you.
All right.
Hello.
Let's have this.
I have one question, man.
What is the
talk
question?
about Nifty. Nifty very noob, man. He play for Envy. Envy very noob. We talk about simple.
50 frags.
Yeah,
I get 50 frag in gold Nova. I get 50 frag. I get 60 kill in gold Nova. I sent you a face it
in
right
apps, scoped in with the op, and then killed somebody.
I'm gonna just preemptively move him out of there. I can tell. I can tell.
Yes.
5-0. 50. Like you can't. I don't.
But
care
it's
what
against
level
mouse
it's at, 50 is
sports,
hard to
man.
do. Okay.
In 2018, like not the good mouse sports, the dog mouse sports.
The dog mouse sports. Okay. 50.
Yeah.
50's hard to do.
With
in
Chris
any
J.
level.
Sticko, like, I'm not a fan. Yeah,
You know what
at
I'm
any level.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine to not like the Nifty 50 game, but you cannot deny that was the game of his life, and it's not talked about.
Yes, but it's not even a good game
highlights
in the
are
context of
freaking
CS:GO.
insane,
I'm
man.
sorry, man.
In the context of CS:GO, it was not at the highest level that it could have been at, and it probably a lot of it had a lot to do with luck. But still, 50 kills is pretty freaking impressive, right?
It is impressive, but Crim's 42 kills is much more impressive.
I'm not going to deny that, but I still think that the 50 kill game should be talked about. Ibra, you got anything else to say?
47 kills.
No, unless you have a subject to talk about.
Well, we're mostly, I think what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about the pro level roster changes. So, first thing that we're going to start out with, G2 Manesi, and I have a hot take on this. Here's what I think should have happened, right? I think, and this is going to come across to a lot of people as like a really, really dumb idea, but I think that it could work, right? I think Na'Vi gets rid of one of their players and slides Manesi in there. Now, let me explain. Manesi is very young. He has a lot of potential. I think, honestly, with the aging Na'Vi roster, because let's be honest, a lot of them have been around for a very long time, right?
He's already been signed to G2.
I know he's already been signed to G2. I'm telling you what I think should have happened, right?
Yeah, but who would he replace? Because his role is
It's simple.
He's like
he's basically mini simple. He's a mini simple. So
you're gonna kick simple honestly.
I think it would have been an investment in the future.
No,
right?
That's why he was in Na'Vi Junior.
He has the potential. He has the potential. I'm not saying he's going to be, but he has the potential to be better than Simple. He has the potential. It is going to come down to how bad he wants it, how much he's going to work for it, and the coaching and mentoring that he's going to have. But I seriously think that the beginning of Simple's career, when he was still in his toxic phase and stuff like that, I think that's going to cost him in the long run, because I don't think Manesi's going to have that issue.
Or, well, I would say that if you're from young and you're very high skilled, you probably would have an ego. I would say, I don't know, because if you're bringing him on the roster, you would literally have to kick Simple. So I don't think that's good straight away. Best player in the world, undoubtedly, for the last...
Just move Simple to Na'Vi Junior.
Yeah, clearly. Unless Simple went elsewhere, then you could be like, well, that might be reasonable. But it looks like he wants to stay with Na'Vi for the foreseeable future. He signed a 2-year contract with Electronic ages ago. So, well, not too long ago. I don't remember.
Anybody got any thoughts? Looks like Softy's got something to say. Ibra, what are you still doing in here, man?
I have no idea.
He's chilling.
He's just chilling. All right, so we're going to talk to Softy. All right, Softy.
Hey.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm just chilling in the server watching some great CS.
All right,
Yeah,
that sounds great.
best CS I ever watched.
So what is
and
the
watching
roster change
Rorans is Great. Well, I want to talk about your Navi opinion, and who would you remove from the roster?
Who would I remove from the roster? Honestly,
Yeah.
I think that Simple's rifling skill is underestimated. Underestimated a lot. I think that if Navi really talked to the players and saw what the best option was, I think that they could maybe axe one of the riflers, maybe electronic or.
No, man.
No.
They play complete different styles.
Yeah.
Electronic's
I know
really
they play.
aggressive.
I know they play completely different styles, but I think that it would be a good investment in the future. Obviously, it's
No,
not going to work. It's not going to
Your
work
team
straight
would
away.
be way too passive.
But why
if you
do
did
why
that.
do you want to change it now when everything works? You just want a major
the
without
best
dropping
player-
a map.
Yeah, literally the best
Why would
team.
you change it? There is no point in changing for the next 2 years, I would say. Maybe get a better IGL.
Or a year.
That- Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
Boom as an IGL is top class in my opinion. Just
No,
the way-
I don't think so.
I
Could
think he
you
is.
could do better. Like he gets a lot of space, but he also does some dumb plays where he just loses the advantage. But it's
Okay.
currently it doesn't show as much because he's just great team.
That's
But
very true. That's very true.
because if you just have simple and electronic that just and bit, and then you have perfecto that just clutches, you don't need to do the
And
great
never
tactical
dies
knowledge.
as well. Perfecto always
Yeah.
has like one death at the end of the game. It's
Yeah,
insane. Yeah, I'd say the team is fine. Like the only player you'd want to kind of get rid of is Boomage, maybe if things start going bad. But even then, like what you bring in Monzi to IGL, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
So-
and like simple and simple code IGL with electronic. I would say definitely they have enough experience for it. The thing is, if they want to IGL full time, it's the thing. And another
Like I said,
thing
it's
is
a very, it's a very, very hot take, but it was a possibility. It's not very.
never
likely
was
possibility.
a possibility. 0%. They would never do it. No, it's not possible.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah,
There's no
I'll
way
die
you
on
kick
this hill.
Simple for anything.
Yeah,
you
I'll die on
would
this hill.
retain this guy at all costs.
You
Simple
won't
wants
pick
to stay
anyone
with
from
Navi
Navi.
because they're the #1 team in the world, and they speak his language. He doesn't want to speak English. Like, oh, wow.
Simple is happy at Navi. He said that it's
Yeah.
the best org. He
I
has
think
no
there's
reason to
just
leave.
no way that this.
I'm not denying any of that. I'm just saying that, and if they wanted to invest in the future, that's probably something that they would.
Yeah, but esports don't work like normal sports where you invest into the future. You play what you got. Esports is such a young sport. You cannot look into the future. Like
I'd
PS
say
could
you
die in
can,
2
but
years.
I'd also say like, why
not
would you
worth
not
it.
just sell Monzi?
Yeah.
And now they have another guy. What's his name? He's like another like mini Simple that they
yeah,
have on Navi
Latic or
Junior.
something like yeah.
Yeah, Latic. They'll just flip him after a while.
Yeah, but Latic, Latic right now is just hitting
And
good shots.
bro,
Head
this
pick
would
is
be
much better.
Navi making money from CS:GO, which is
Yeah,
not-
yeah, yeah. I actually
awesome.
think that G2 shouldn't have signed Monesi. That's my take.
I think it's not the worst move given the
Yeah,
players available.
Yeah, that's my thing. But you could definitely find someone better if you, like maybe not
if you
currently,
waited, but I think
yeah.
G2 want changes sooner rather.
Yeah,
than-
but it's not gonna work for the next 6 months.
That
Let's say
reminds
you're not
me.
gonna
Did
win next
anybody?
major.
So another thing that I want to talk about, we're gonna go ahead and move away from the Manesi thing. Softy, it was great having you.
Yeah.
But one thing that I want to talk about is Mouse Sports picked up NBK. Any idea how that's gonna go? Anybody
I
at
think
all?
it'll be a mess.
No, look, MBK IGL, you get rid of Dexter and you sign Stico. Your problems are solved. Your role problems are solved. And it's
but
working
NBK
out.
has tried to IGL before and it was really bad. So I'm
And
not-
who?
I'm
But
not sure of him.
but where?
He tried to IGL his French teams, but it just never worked. They like kicked Happy and tried to like make him work. I think, if I remember,
Yeah,
in
I guess.
Vitality at the start.
Yeah, but that's French teams, you know. But yeah, the thing is, if he wants to IGL, but I think that, or if you want to keep Dexter's IGL, just kick Bimas and then take Stico, because Stico is experienced rifler. Right now he transitioned from the support from 2018, which he was doing really well, into Gotzen at FPX. He was playing pretty much Rob's roles, and he's like. He's talking about how Robs is a great player, how he takes initiative from him. He wants to play a little bit like Robs, and yeah, you
But
can see
Stico
from
is
his
nowhere
content.
near Robs. Like Stico is. I like.
Yeah,
I like
he's
Stico,
nowhere near
but-
Robs, but yeah, not right now. But if he was, I think that if you give him a year in Tier 1 with a great team, I think he can. I don't know, definitely not Robs level, but good Tier 1 rifle, I would say.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's
top
always
20
going to
for
be
Tier 1 rifle.
a. If NBK's coming in, I don't mind it. I don't think NBK was necessarily even bad towards the
Yeah,
end of
I don't think
OG.
as well.
he
They
has
need
always had the
experience.
stats he has, like his whole career. It's like if you look at him in 2013 to now, he's always been like a 1.0 rating player, does a lot of the support work. That's fine. But like, if Amanek's getting kicked, Amanek is a better NBK in my opinion. Like that's quite a.
But Amanek doesn't have
Base
experience. They
He
need.
doesn't have experience, but he's better at
Yeah, but
what NBK does than NBK.
yeah, but CS is not all about shooting heads, I would say.
Yes, but it's
a
not.
lot-
Like Amanek does the supportive element better than NBK does it.
Yes, but they're not looking just for support. They're looking for experience. Because Frozen is the most experienced tier 1 player right now in the team, apart from MBK. And Frozen is 19, and he was playing. I don't know. He has LAN experience from when he was like 14, playing in Copenhagen, and yeah, just doesn't matter. But
I'm not sure. I don't
yeah.
think
they need experience. I would say it that way. And if they get one more experienced rifle, I think the roster can be good.
I don't think the roster is ever going to be good. I think Mousesports will min-max until they get a team that kind of gels. Whether it be BMAS just suddenly levels up by like 20%, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but Mousesports is like these up and down moments. Like they have a good team, and then they sometimes have a bad team.
But they always want to flip their players, that's why. They sell them.
They don't flip their players. When
They do flip their players, that's how Mousesports operate. They sell their best players.
Yeah, but they didn't do it with Robs for 2 years, or I don't know how.
Guys,
Who is the last guy they
we
sold?
should move on to one more, maybe pro. This is taking a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry MFG, are we boring you? You're gonna go to
It's gonna be
sleep,
a
little
quick
baby boy.
recap. You guys are talking about the full pro.
Hey,
scene.
Jimmy wants to speak, man.
Jimmy,
And
always
this wasn't even my suggestion. It's Loza's suggestion. Loza suggested that.
Why are we
talk
talking about
the,
some dog pros? We've got the real esports here at the Volpid series.
Yeah,
We
we're
talked
talking
about
about-
everything. What do you want me to talk about?
Then end the podcast. It's done.
Did you talk
No!
about mentality?
We're staying going for the full hour. We need that. We need the sweet money. Anyway, Jimmy and Luke Beef had their hands raised. I'm gonna go ahead and get Jimmy in here because he had his hand raised for ages and ages and ages. Sophie was 1 to 5 here, but I don't know how to get you out of here. There we go. Perfect. All right. So Jimmy's had his hand raised for a while. We're gonna go ahead and invite him to speak. He's had his hand raised forever, by the way, and we just totally missed it. So he's gonna go ahead and come on. Hello, Jimmy. How you doing? So, what was it that you wanted to talk to us about?
This is Ben.
You are all missing
Okay.
Minos Tozi plus.
Alright. Oh,
All right, Luke Beef. How you doing, man?
Yo, I'm good, man. Yo, I think Tico is a good player, but is he stuck in the contract or something? With FPX?
No idea. I don't know the details of Mousesports. I don't know the details of any pro team. I kind of watch them play. I don't know contracts and stuff like that. I don't know who keeps pinging me in general, but they can just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you like the Virgo match, bro?
Huh?
Did you like the
Alright, anyway.
play?
Can you...
Hello?
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 Hello? Green,
Did you-
Green, what you do, man?
What you doing?
What am I doing? Sitting here recording a podcast.
No, I was saying, did you
It's a
enjoy the
referee.
match we played against each
bro,
other?
go watch the VOD, man. I've already spoken at length about this, alright?
You came up here just to start beef, is that the
Yeah,
issue?
literally.
No.
And another thing!
We are just
Ethan
chilling.
wants to speak, by the way.
We're just chilling.
We're just chilling.
Just chilling, man.
Ethan's got something to say. Hang on. Ethan had something to say there for a second. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get him on. He's been invited to speak. Hello,
I didn't.
Ethan.
Hello, I didn't mean to be here. I was playing Ghost.
Oh.
Stop that, man.
He was
Jeez.
playing Osu. He just
I
how
did
do
not
you end up
mean-
here from Osu?
Pray, spammed X too much.
He spammed X. It was looking at the cartoon women. No, but the only other thing that I want to talk about is Alexi B and Nexa. What the shit, right? That wasn't planned.
To
Nobody
G2?
talked about Nexa. Nobody.
but-
Everybody knew Alexi B was going to G2, but nobody knew. I thought it was going to be Jax. I thought Jax was going to go. I didn't think they'd get rid of Sexa. Like, what? That came out of nowhere.
I think Nexa was a ways to go, to be honest, if I remember.
Of course, I did not know at the time that Nexa was the IGL. I didn't know who the IGL was at G2. I just knew.
I don't think Nexa
bad.
was necessarily bad IGL. I just think Alexi B's a better IGL. And I think it was either that or you like cut like most of the team because Like you need a change in leadership or something, because something wasn't working clearly. Yeah, I don't think, even though he had like a good finals performance, like Jax had a better one. Like people forget, people often ask like, why keep Jax over like Amanek or Nexa? But Jax like dropped like 30 in like on Nuke or something, like in the grand final of the major, and it's like you probably want that guy to like stick around still. Like I don't know. I think Jax is probably the best player that to actually keep. I think they did a good job on that one. So.
No, but they got rid of Sexa, man. They got rid of Sexa.
Bro, he doesn't get any kills, and his strats are like.
Okay, but
not
his
clearly
name
good.
is literally Sexa. You can't just drop him like that. Anyway, MDBK had his hand raised for a split second there. Do you want
I don't think he wants to come.
Talk to us, MDBK? No, maybe yes. Actually, fun fact: I have MDBK added on Steam.
I don't think he wants to speak. Otherwise, he'd keep his hand up, wouldn't he? Like,
I've got
I
got him invited. I've got him invited.
Bro, Softy wants to speak again. Softy, man, relax.
Softy, it's okay. Other opinions exist. Hey, MDBK, how you doing, man?
So the situation about G2. Nexa was brought in there to be a fragging IGL. And it isn't, and his fragging isn't really the best right now. So they're replacing him with someone who has more depth, like Alexi B. And also Jax being kept in. The performances of even Hunter, when Jax was outside of the team, were shit. Hunter was so shit with no Jax in the team. And then when Jax was brought back, Hunter's performances kept on rising, and now he's at the point where he's actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
I'd say Jax enables the space for Hunter, because Hunter wants to play passively, and you need somebody pushing the enemy into your passive players, which is like the aggressive player, right? But yeah. No, I think it's good team comp with Jax in the team. I think Amanek can do it, but he's not as good at pushing as Jax is, like making space.
I think OG is worse off with Nexa than they were with Alexi B.
Yeah.
I don't think OG are as good without Alexi B.
Yeah, I think they might release Nexa though from his contract, to be honest, because it looks like OG's going down, the ship's going down.
The ship's going down. Yeah, like I said, I thought that OG wouldn't let go of Alexi B. I honestly thought that wasn't going to happen because Alexi B was such a key part of that team. He was the leader. He was the guy, right? He had that whole team on his back, like mentally, right? He was such a key part of that OG roster that I really thought OG would let him go, but they did, which is really, really, really weird. You know, I'm not really sure why they did that for like. And I still, like, it's still just kind of a shocker to me. I don't know why, but it's going to be hard for me to imagine Nexa anywhere else. Because now my G2 autograph investment is completely worthless. Because I bought like 2 Nexa autograph hollows. And we stuck them in the storage unit. And now they're worthless because he doesn't play there. Because, like, think about it, right? So here's my thought process behind investing in Stockholm stickers. I invested in all the Stockholm stickers, right? And here's why. In 10 years, those will be worth more than 3 cents.
Yeah,
therefore I will be returned.
But Nexa,
I invested in all of them. I got Navi autographs, I got G2 autographs, I got Fury autographs. The Fury autographs are really expensive for some reason. I don't know if anybody knows this. Fury autograph hollows are really fucking expensive. The Nico autograph is really expensive.
Why are you buying stickers, man? Just buy like a knife or something.
No. I'm gonna get a return on my investment in the stickers. Because think about it, like, why wouldn't you buy a knife in 2013 when you had, or 2014 when you had the Katowice stickers? And now the Katowice stickers are worth like 20 grand a pop, right? Or at least the hollows are. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm hoping that CS stays around long enough to where I can get a return on this investment. I'm hoping that when the 2031 major rolls around,
you know what? There's a perfect thing for you, man. It's called like stocks. Maybe you should give it a go. Like, because if you're relying on the game,
I have an offshore trading account.
You have a diverse portfolio. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Everyone does. Apparently. All right,
man,
let's wrap it up now, Crash.
Gas doesn't cook itself.
Yeah,
so I think
Nitro and Liquid.
All right, kick this guy, bro.
Nitro and
Still
Liquid.
talking.
Yeah. No.
Oh, he actually kicked him. What the? What
Nitro and Liquid. If it hasn't happened yet, it's probably not going to, right?
I think he's last player to be announced.
I don't know why they're taking something with it though. Anyway, but as a Liquid fan, I'm crying myself to sleep every night, and I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. I think that this has been a great podcast. It was awesome hearing everybody have voiced their opinions. It was awesome speaking about all the teams. I was so super glad to have everybody here. Thanks to, again, UrTurkGG for observing and getting this whole thing put together. None of this would be possible without him. And I'd like to thank you, Rue, for being my co-host. I'd like to thank Loza and
No
MFG
worries.
for being in here, keeping the order in who comes in and who goes. And once again, I'd like to thank all of you for watching this podcast. Y'all have a wonderful night. God bless.
Like a great team performance coming in from Captain and Co's side, really. Like,
and we're gonna see how this one goes. For Sent by Satan. Their side, jokes aside, I'm done. I'm literally done. Axion Esports, are you freaking kidding me? How are you coming out on top of those fights? How are you turning this round?